Stick around until the end of the episode to find out how you can save 68% off NordVPN. Oh man. God, you know what's crazy is this is the 1 year anniversary episode for the podcast. This is
Really? Oh my god,
Oh
that's
my
so much
God.
pressure.
I know.
No.
God, no, it's like it feels crazy. Let's introduce everyone first, though. Welcome to the podcast. We are joined by the lovely Jaden and Xena today
Hello,
for
hello.
our
Hello.
1 year anniversary episode. Yeah, no, God, it's been a year since we started, which also means it's been a year since quarantine started.
Oh god.
Because we started all this right. We started this right after quarantine started. To give you an idea of how bored I'm getting. You know how like when you'll be on Tinder sometimes and it'll come up with that, oh, try gold for a month free, and
Oh, yeah.
they try to lure you into forgetting about that you're like agree to pay for a subscription at the end.
Uh-huh.
It's like I've gotten that probably like 6 or 7 times like throughout quarantine, and I got it again the other day, and I'm like, okay, let's let's take advantage of this.
Oh my god.
So last night, it gives you like 1 free boost, which makes it so that you're seen by more people on Tinder, like for I think it's like a half hour or something like that. So I have Tinder downloaded, or I have like the Tinder like desktop like website or whatever it is, and I'm bored enough that I sit there and I put my radius to 80 kilometers, went to the like button, and then pressed enter and held it down.
Oh my
my
God.
God.
I'm at the point where I don't actually think I can open the app on my phone without it crashing after being on there for more than like 5 minutes.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
I'm still waiting. I'm still waiting on like a really good like crazy person to like match with me or something like that and go all out. Cuz that I feel like that's what Tinder is all about.
Oh
It's
yeah.
like, there's a few normal people on there, but you stick around for like the crazies almost.
You've
I
had some
like-
interesting crazy ones.
Oh, I have had some interesting crazy ones. I think I've talked about all the interesting crazy ones on the podcast before, like the one that after the first date said, "So you're my boyfriend now," was actually off a Hinge.
Oh.
She was a little
Oh, no.
crazy. I don't think I've had any like real crazy, like actual crazy people off Tinder. But you always go looking because I feel like that's the biggest pool of just crazy. It would be more interesting to do it with like a woman's profile, because then you're almost guaranteed to get crazy, I feel like. Because they're like the for starters, the number of guys to girls that are on Tinder is already like, it's like nine guys for like 1 girl, but then it's like you also have like 7 of those guys are probably fucking crazy. So
Oh my God.
I'd love one day to just see what that is like. I don't know.
Xena and I dodged like a bit of a bullet in first year, I think, where I was messing around on Tinder and this guy wanted me to come to his frat party. Xena, do you remember this? And then, do you remember this?
Oh, yeah.
He, like, looking back on it, he was extremely weird, and we were set to go. I can't remember why we didn't go, but yeah, we dodged a bit of a bullet there because I feel like he would have been a little interesting.
He would have fallen into that 7.
Yeah,
that
he would have
7
been
of
one
9.
of the 7. So I
Oh my
haven't had
God.
like a that, but
I don't know. I feel
the
like
weird.
anything involving a frat party is just
yeah, exactly.
it's just a
Oh, I used to
no-go.
do that all the time in first year, but like the weird thing about it though is that I technically met my boyfriend through Tinder, but not on Tinder.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if that makes sense. Because it's just like I matched with somebody and then I ended up like playing video games with them the entire time. And then like one day I like went on an actual Tinder date, like properly actually met up with someone, and it went so bad and I like got so freaked out about it that I called that person up after like my friend that I met through Tinder. I called them up and I was like, "Yo, get McDonald's with me because like I'm just shook right now that I
SOS,
went through
SOS.
this." And then I ended up hanging out with them so late at night that I ended up going bike riding with like a bunch of his friends until 7 o'clock in the morning. And
Holy
we
shit.
watched like the sunrise and everything, and then that's how I ended up meeting like my boyfriend because he was a part of that friend group. But like besides that, like Tinder's just a mess. I'm scared of
yeah.
Tinder.
Yeah.
It's actually funny because Jaden and I met through Tinder.
Oh yeah, yeah, I know.
It's like a
I
place of friendship,
it
but at the
is.
same time, it's
Yeah.
I've made more friends off there than anything is what I found,
Yeah.
which is kind of, I guess that's kind of the beauty of it, is that you can really just meet anyone off there, and it can it can go any
Yeah.
way.
I saw your tweet about you asked a girl at the concert what like
Oh
your
God.
best concert was. So if you asked me that and I said Panic at the Disco, would you have blocked me?
Okay, well here let me give the preface first. Let me
Is
give
that
the
a
preface
yes?
first.
Is that a yes?
Well, no, the people need to know about the questions first. I don't think you guys know about the questions yet. So basically, like I have right now, because I forgot to close it, I have a notepad open, and it's just
oh
titled
my.
lines. So I have 3 different lines set up because I matching with so many people, just efficiency, right?
Efficiency.
So I have 3 different lines. One is what's the best concert you've ever been to? One is what's your favorite takeout food, and the other is what's your favorite movie? And I'll just look at their profile and kind of gauge which one is probably the best question to get like a conversation moving. So I asked this one girl, what was the best concert you've ever been to? And she answered J. Cole. And I was just like,
Oh.
oh, oh
Oh.
man, honey, oh boy. It's not the worst though. One I got. Well, I mean, she said one said Drake, and I was like, all right. I mean, really, that's the best you got?
How to tell
I'm sure
that you're
the
from
energy was
Toronto.
great, but
Oh my god.
yeah, no kidding. Yeah, no. So I have the 3. I have 3 that I go with.
I had it wasn't a crazy guy. He actually turned out to be very nice, and we still follow each other on Instagram. But he was from Arizona, and we were talking, and he asked me if there were any medieval castles in Canada.
I remember him.
You say
Um,
Casa Loma?
I don't know,
Oh my God.
but I was just like, how early
Yeah.
do you think Canada was settled?
Why did he think there'd be medieval castles in
don't-
Canada?
I don't know. Bless his heart. Like he's great. I just love that question so much.
I remember you saying you were like super clingy. Like that was the one thing that I remember is that you were like, "Oh, I need to talk to him," and I was like,
I'm like
Isn't
that with
that the
every
point?
guy, honestly. Let's be real.
Oh my God, that's like a top 10 question right there. Though, are there any medieval castles in Canada?
Oh yeah.
Like
should just said medieval times.
that's something that
Show him a picture of medieval times.
I feel
Yeah.
like that's something you see like when CBC goes down to the U.S. and asks people what the capital of Canada is. That's something they would
Oh.
ask. How many medieval castles are there in Canada?
Yes.
Oh my God, I love that though. Yeah, there's so many weird and interesting people on Tinder. Like, there's the crazy and scary ones, but for as many of them that there are, there's like these really strange, unique people that you meet.
Hmm.
There was like this one Discord chat that I was in, and like they had a Tinder page, and all they would do is just post their matches with girls, and then they'd they'd be like, "Guys, what are your thoughts?" And it was just so weird to me because they were like all guys, and they were just posting like pretty girls, and I'd be like, "Oh my God, go for her, go!" And they'd be like, "No,
No, we
she's
need a
like too
line."
much."
Too much. I hate when people say that. It's like, okay, you've matched with this person. Clearly it's not too much. It's like
Yeah.
clearly the interest is already there. Just
Yeah.
send that message. The worst that happens is like they say no or they don't say anything to you as long as you're not like a creep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just be cool about it and go from there. Like don't be like, "Oh, she's out of my league. She's out of my league." It's like she swiped right on you already. What's the worst that could happen, right?
Pretty much. But like they barely got any matches too. That's the funny thing though,
Oh.
is that like
Man.
they would post like maybe like once every like 2 weeks.
Oh no.
Oh no! Oh no! Okay, let me. This is gonna be a fucking humble brag. I already know it.
Oh,
let
how
me
many
see-
matches do you have,
Yeah,
Cameron?
let's see the number I'm up to right now after the
Oh my
great
God.
swipe-aganza of last night. 564.
Okay, but like what pictures do you have of yourself on there and like what's your bio? These are
What
like
is your
really
bio?
important
Read
That
your
is
things.
a
bio.
good question. If I'm correct, I haven't changed my bio in like however long I've had Tinder because it's like a solid bio. Let me see. So my bio is my bio is ask me how I can save you 68% on a NordVPN subscription, and then obligatory mention that I'm 6'3". Because you gotta.
Yes, gotta plug.
And then
Always be plugging.
It's like Another thing I do, I don't post pictures with other people because that always
Oh,
confuses
good.
people, right?
Yeah.
That always confuses
Yes.
people because you look at that and you're immediately like, well, who are you?
It's always the
So
most unattractive one.
exactly, exactly. I'm happy you said that.
Thanks.
So no, it's like I have a couple pictures with my cat, like one
Oh,
of me
that's like
holding him, and then one of him
Good
is like his
pictures.
Christmas getup. And then like I have one, like I have a couple where it's like I'm just doing stuff, and then another one where it's just like me from like the chest up with like a camera and shit.
Do you have one of the what was it? You were holding a trophy. You had a trophy. You have a picture with a trophy.
Oh, the picture of me with the
That used to
Larry
be on your
O'Brien
Tinder,
trophy.
didn't it?
I think it used to be on my Tinder, but I don't think it is anymore. I felt like, I don't really need that one on there.
Too much of a brag.
Well, no, because it's like right now I have one of. Oh yeah, I guess I can talk about this one. Right now I have one of me reenacting the Kawhi Leonard shot, like in the exact
Oh my.
in the exact location. So I feel like that one is a better like humble
Yes.
brag. Like, why were you
Yeah.
there?
Yeah.
Because like I'm not wearing like a jersey or anything. It was like a day. It was like a day of work. We were like setting up, so we were just like, yeah, let's fucking take pictures and shit. So and like 3 of us took some.
Good, good.
That's not bad.
So yeah, no, it's like all just pictures that are like generic enough, but like maybe a few that it's like, oh well, what are you doing there? And it's like I've had a few where it's like, oh, is that such and such? I'm like, yes, yes.
Yes, totally. Yeah.
Or then you always get a few where it's like if someone wants to start the conversation, they're always like, well, yesterday I think my favorite pickup line I've got so far is how can I save 68% off your heart?
Oh, that's
my
good.
I was like, I was like, okay, that's a good one.
That
That's
is
a good one.
one. Have you guys kept talking?
I think we talked for like 2 hours and then it just didn't go anywhere.
Yeah. That's Tinder.
That's
But
usually
that's
what
Tinder.
happens,
That's Tinder.
I
That's
think.
Tinder.
Yeah, I do. I gotta say, I do not miss the Tinder swipes.
Oh, I do not.
Yeah.
At this point, it's just something to keep me busy until like we can go out again and see people.
Oh
Because
my
it's just
God.
like, it's like, well, what else am I gonna do
Yeah.
on my Sunday night? Like,
Scroll through TikTok like a loser, like
I
me.
don't have TikTok yet. I don't have TikTok yet.
TikTok is like a never-ending like cycle, and then
is.
it like understands who you are as a person, so then it gives you like the same stuff.
It's so
S-
weird. Like, I
See,
feel
I
like
have brain
TikTok
damage,
knows
so
more
I'm on-
about me
I'm on
than
Twitter.
I do.
TikTok probably does know more about you than you do. Let's be honest here.
But then like I get down a rabbit hole though where like it plays like the same 3 songs. Like right now like I keep getting those TikToks that are like #1 victory royale, yeah,
Oh my
Fortnite
God.
about to get down. And then
Okay,
like
you just gave me a great excuse to include this in the video. There was this like AI. Let me pull it up. There was this AI like app I found that 100% was stealing my data. But it would take faces and let you
I think
put
I've seen videos of that
music over them.
on Twitter.
So I'm gonna yeah, you definitely saw this. So I took this one of Jack.
Oh God.
I don't know how well you can see it, but
Yeah.
oh wait,
Oh
this
my
is
God.
the Maya He one. It's this one I want.
Oh my God.
So just
That's
oh hell yeah.
terrifying.
it is one of the most frightening things I've ever
I-
seen.
Wow.
Like it's so weird. It's another thing I really like. It's like the smart AIs that do stuff like that.
Mhm.
Like I follow this one account on Twitter called "This Person Does Not Exist," and it's literally just an AI generating
Yes.
faces, which is really cool. But yeah, no, that's the power of AI. So yeah, that song has been stuck in my head all week because I saw that, and it's just like it's like Chug Jug is one of those fucking like earworms that just
Yes.
sticks. It's stuck
Yup.
in there.
That's
does
gonna be
not
in my head
leave.
after this. Thanks, guys.
Like I started okay, I hate the fact that I'm gonna say this out loud, but like I actually started playing Fortnite because of that song.
Oh my God, stop.
Like I've actually been
Oh my
playing
God,
Fortnite.
that's
Oh.
amazing.
And like the really concerning thing about it too is that like I think like I was texting Jaden that day. We went 6 for 6.
Yeah.
Like
Oh my
back
God.
to back just like winning, and then like at first I was like, whoa, these people really suck, or Fortnite's really dead, because we were just doing so well. And then I think like it kind of leveled us up and started to match us with
Yeah, you
people
played
more
with
our
you played
skill.
with real gamers.
And then And then people started building, and I was like, "Oh God, I can't build, I can't."
Oh my
So,
Can't do this.
it's been a while since we've gotten a #1 victory royale,
I
but
Yeah,
just
that was the night of the drunk stream.
Oh, nice. Yeah, the night we did my birthday stream.
Yes.
Help me hit affiliate. That was great. Yeah, no, fuck it. I think I played Fortnite like twice, and it was way back when it first came out, and I was just like, I'm not
Yeah.
fast enough for this game. This game is for them kids, even though I was like 19, 20 at the time. you know, I was one of the kids.
Yes.
But yeah, no, I was just never able to get into Fortnite, even though I will waste like. So here's the fucking wild thing about me. As much as I hate them, I'll waste like ridiculous amount of time in sports games.
Mhm.
Like I have NBA 2K21. I fucking hate that game so much, but I think I have like 150 hours in it since I bought it at Christmas.
Oh my god.
Like it's ridiculous. It's just like something about it. It's like that tick. It's like I gotta push the buttons.
I feel like a majority of times that I went over to your place, you started playing
NHL.
Yeah, 2K.
No, it used to be NHL because I hadn't got
NHL.
2K yet. And NHL is another one of those. It's just such a trash it's a god awful game. I will say this with confidence. EA, your sports games are awful. Same with 2K. But it's just one of those games where it's like brain off gamer mode goes on. It's like
gamer mode activated.
It's like human brain goes off, and like something in that ape brain,
Monkey
like right
brain.
in the middle there, just like
What-
clicks, and it's like, oh, sports.
What mode do you play in 2K? Like,
Okay, so
my-
I'm a weirdo. I play it's like offline my league because I just
Uh-huh.
like the GM mode idea. So like I will just like start up a team and then go
Yeah.
for like the 75 seasons that you can play it and see
Yeah.
how well I can do. And the game is so broken that as long as you have good enough scouting and like you can find good enough players, you can eventually build up. Like I had to what I did in the most recent season I was playing was I think I had 19 first round picks because I'm in like the 2050s or 60s. Ooh, excuse me. I'm in like the 2050s or 60s, and I had like 19 first round picks in 1 year. And I was like, okay,
Oh
this is
God.
getting broken beyond belief. To give you an idea, there's 15 like spots on an NBA roster that you can play on. So like normally you get 2 picks in an entire draft, not 19.
Oh my gosh.
So the game just goes on for so long that it breaks really easily. So I just I sold off every pick for really really cheap so that things would even out a little more cuz it's just like it's getting boring. I need like some competition here.
That's basically what's been happening like at my house. So like I have 2K on my computer for some reason. I don't even play it myself. I just watch my boyfriend play it. But like he recreates every team in the NBA. So every time he's over, he does one team. And so far he's done 19 teams and has won like the like championship thing for all of those teams.
Yeah.
So like he's trying to do every single one. I don't know how many more are left. Like I don't.
He's got
he just
11
asked
left.
me-
He's got 11 left.
Yeah, he just asks me to pick one, and then he's like, "I'm gonna make them win,"
Oh my
and then I'm
God.
like, "All right, you have fun. I'm gonna scroll on TikTok."
That's cute.
It's honestly like when you're building the team, it's not that hard because like
Mhm.
again, it's not true to real life at
Yeah.
all whatsoever. Like as hard as you have the simulation set, it's not that true to real life.
And you just get the same players, and then you're just like you build the same team except for
Oh, yeah.
it's just a different
Oh, yeah.
name, and then you're set.
Well, not even that. It's like the further along you play, like rebuilds in that game are so easy as long as you have like a few good picks, and then it's just like boom, like you can basically build the team from there, and you have like a couple good players and like a half decent like team,
Mhm.
and you you can win a championship pretty easy. It's kind of ridiculous.
Oh, my.
Sports.
my God. Sports, yes.
Yeah, sorry,
ball.
Jaden.
Sports ball, yes, love sports. No, but so originally the way I pitched this this recording of the podcast was that it was going to be like science fair stories
Oh,
and
yes.
shit.
Mhm.
And Jaden, you said you had one that Xena was involved in, so I do kind of want to hear that.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So it was, to set the scene, it was our 8th grade science fair. What did I completely forget what I did. Yeah, I completely forget what I did. But our classmate did some sort of experiment on fish. I do not know if it was ethical. But
Oh, it was not ethical at all.
yeah, she did something with fish, and
How many survived? Let's preface this first. How
They
many
all-
survived?
They all survived,
They
except
all
it just
we all saw
Except-
them alive on that day, and the one who the story is about survived for a long time.
Okay.
Um,
Well, that's good. That's good.
yes, so-
PETA can't come after us for this one.
Yeah, exactly. I took care of mine. So basically, she, I guess she didn't realize that after the science fair, she couldn't keep all of these fish. So she was trying to give them to 8th graders in the middle of class. My,
Hey, that's business right there.
Yeah.
You know.
my
Hey, you want a fish?
dumbass really wanted a fish. I don't know why I
Of course
wanted
you said
it.
yes. Of course
who
you
doesn't
said yes.
want a beta fish? Let's be real
Yeah,
here.
they were the-
Everyone's
they were the
had it
little
at one
beta
point
fish.
in their life.
I don't know what compelled my 12-year-old, or however old you are in 8th grade, my
You'd be
little
like
monkey
14. You'd
child
be like
brain
14.
to take this fish. But I did. And what was it? I was going to the library with Xena, and I can't remember if we were in a group or it was just us. But Xena's dad was picking us up, and I had to like hide the fish in her car because I didn't want her dad to see that I'm carrying a fish into the library. And then I had to hide the fish in the library because obviously you're not supposed to have a fish in the public
Yeah.
library. So we were in our little corner, and I was hiding my fish. He had like a tiny little bowl. I covered him with some books, and then Xena's dad drove me back to my house, and I had the fish kind of tucked under my arm when I walked through the door because I didn't want my parents to see. And luckily, both of my parents were outside, so I raced to my room, put the fish on like a really tall shelf that my parents couldn't see, and I taped like a piece of paper over it, so that they couldn't see that I had a fish on the shelf.
Genius.
So they never looked there. I lasted about a month until the food that the girl gave me ran out.
Oh my god.
And then so a month later, I walk into my mom's room, and I'm holding the paper is facing her, so she has no idea what it is. So I'm holding it, and I'm like, "Hey, Mom, can we go to the pet store?" And she's like, "Why?" And I turn it around, and she's like, "Why do you have a fish? Where did you get a fish? Why?" Huh?
Oh my god.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I swear at one point that fish was in your drawer.
Yes, I had to put him in my drawer because my mom
Yeah,
likes to
that's what I
clean
remember.
my bedroom because I don't know, she likes to clean stuff. So I knew her cleaning schedule, and I would put him
Oh
in
my
drawer
god.
because I didn't want my mom to see him on the shelf.
Did you
Can you
remember his
imagine?
name?
Nolan, his name was Nolan.
Oh, I
His
remember.
na-
Yeah.
You
it was
named your
Nolan.
fish Nolan.
Yes, his name was Nolan.
Can you imagine if she was just in your room cleaning one time and you like weren't expecting it, and she just finds a fish?
Or like she bonked your dresser on accident and some like fish water just spilled all
yeah,
over
fish
your
falls
stuff.
on her like.
Poor Nolan.
Oh my
That was
god.
so
Yeah, poor
funny.
Nolan. He lived on top of a shelf for like half his life.
He did.
So what did your mom do? Was she just like, we got to take this thing back? Or...
No, because there was no way to put it back. I got it from a friend at a science fair at school. You can't bring it back.
Well, I mean, I'm sure you could return it to the store and say, listen, hear me out. Hear me out. This might sound a little weird, but
Listen, my kid's stupid. No, actually, a couple days later, my dad came home with an actual, like, proper tank for him. So we
Oh,
kept him in the
nice.
tank for a while.
Oh
That's
my
amazing.
God.
Yeah, until he, did what fish do and die randomly.
they just go upside down
Oh
in
my
the
God.
water.
Yeah, they just
and
do
you're
that.
like- and you're like,
that's
"Ooh."
yeah, they're just dead. God, I mean,
Oh.
for my 7th grade science fair thing, I also did an experiment with fish, but it was nowhere near as interesting. And
Was
I
it
don't
ethical?
mostly.
I'm just
So
playing around.
okay, here. Let me pitch you the premise here. So I really liked fish at the time. I had like a fish
Mhm.
tank in my room, and like my mom had like her own fish tank that used to be in the basement, and then we had like a third fish tank with like these like goldfish and shit that would live in like pond in the backyard during the summer.
Nice.
Yeah.
One of them I remember this. One of them was named Shabumpkin Bob because that
Who
was the
named it?
type of goldfish he was. I think I did. Well, because like he was a Shabumpkin like type of goldfish,
Uh-huh.
and then I'm like just name him Bob because that kind of like it rolls like it
Yeah.
works. So he was like the main tenant of that tank, and he had like a few friends in there. But then for the
Tenant.
grade 7 science fair, I'm like, well, I like fish. Why don't I do like something for the science fair involving fish? So I had my mom take me out to the pet store, and I think it was like I got 4 fish, and for like 4 just plain ass goldfish, and I put 2 of them in the fish tank with the guys that went outside, and then I put 2 of them in like this fish bowl where they just lived. Like they didn't. I think we maybe gave them like a little aerating stone or something like that. And I'm like, okay, well in these 2 weeks we will see which one is better off, or which group is better off at the end of the 2 weeks. Surprise, surprise! 2 weeks was not long enough to gauge
Surprise.
a difference between the 2 of them. You know, big shocker there. But I think the ones in the fish tank like grew larger eventually and got and lived longer or something like that. Because I know they stayed there for most of the time, and then like the 2 that lived in the fish bowl eventually moved into that group and like moved outside and all that stuff. So that was just the fish stuff. So I had a really boring 7th grade science fair presentation where I'm standing there, and I think I brought the fish in the fish bowl
my
for the
God.
science fair. Or no, I just brought the fish bowl, and I don't think I brought the fish with me. And we had this big board just describing the whole experiment, and it was super, super boring.
Nice.
So for the second year, I had a science fair, which was 8th grade. I'm like, well, I want to do something interesting this year. So I'm like, like any 8th grader would be like, well, let's make a saltwater salination
What?
unit.
Oh my God.
What?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So my grandfather, who like absolutely loves being like loves building shit and loves like just tinkering with stuff. He's like, oh yeah, I'll help with that. So we got a bunch of, I think it was like 3 paint cans. So the first paint can was on top of like a hot plate, and we would like mix salt and water in there and make it salt water. And then at the top, it was like sealed off, but at the top there was this copper pipe that would come out where the steam would come out, and then it would go through another paint can that had like cold water in it to make the water or the steam sublimate into water.
Mm.
And then it would come down through this like copper, like, I guess it was like kind of like a corkscrew, where it would cool down, turn into water, and then come out at the other end of the copper pipe and drip into like a final can where it was just like water. And like I ran this thing for like 7 hours of that day,
Oh my God.
and maybe got like, at most like a juice glass of water,
Oh my
like
God.
not that much at all. But I just remember it was lunch, and I was kind of chilling by my science fair project because I didn't want anyone to mess with it, and I also wanted to keep it running. And I just remember one of the older students at my school, because I was at a school that was grade 7 to 12. So it was like
Yeah.
probably one of like the 11th or 12th graders came up, and they gave me this weird look, and they're kind of like, they walk up to me, and it's like, are you making moonshine? And that is how I found out that that's how moonshine is made, just on maybe a bit of a larger scale.
Yes.
So I kind of looked at him because like I'm 8th grade.
Yes.
I'm like, what the fuck is moonshine? And he's like, oh,
Aw, baby
and he's just like, okay,
Cam.
never mind.
Oh my God.
Oh.
I don't understand how, like, so you had your grandfather help you with that. I don't understand how, like, the very limited science education that we get, and they expect us to do something with it. Like, my dumb monkey brain can't do anything. I can't remember if it was 7th grade or 8th grade, but I tried doing the most simplest shit and freezing different concentrations of salted water to see what temperature. I couldn't even do that. I
Bro,
couldn't
you
even
tried-
freeze water.
Jaden, you realize that it's like it's harder to freeze salt water, right? Because of
Yes.
the salt in it.
Yes,
Bro, like
I couldn't
mine had to
do
do with-
that.
mine had to do with freezing too, so like in grade 8, oh, I'm so dumb. Like, I hated that. Like, the science fair projects, I thought they were stupid. I was like, I don't care.
They were
And I
stupid.
didn't honestly want to talk in front of people during that time period, too, because, like, I had immense amount of stage fright talking in front of people.
Mhm.
Like,
I remember
to the,
that.
like, I don't know which story to start with first. Should I do my presentation horror story, or should I say my science fair horror
Start with
story?
the science
Go
fair and do your
science fair
presentation.
because that's
Science
on
fair.
topic, and we'll go to presentation.
Okay, alright, so my dumbass like Googled the night before what's the easiest thing that I can do, and like I don't know, like something just said, oh, like if you freeze glow sticks, like they'll last longer after you crack them. So I'm like,
I
all right,
remember
like let's
this.
find like the science behind it. Gets worse, and I'm like, let's find the science behind it. So like whatever, I didn't care. And like the fun thing about it though is I was like, oh, we're gonna show like these little kids, like little kids are gonna come see. So I'm like, if I buy these dollar store glow sticks and give them to the kids to play with, then they'll come to my like project and like they'll like it and they'll like tell their friends. Like even though I hated presenting, I wanted people to like me and my project.
Yes.
So this little girl like came up and she was like, "Oh my god, I want a glow stick." So I was like, "Sure." So she was like, "Can you crack it for me?" And I was like, "Okay." And I cracked it and it broke. It spilled all over her. And like she had a white shirt on and she wanted like the one that's like purple. So like it kind of
Oh
blended in.
no.
And I remember
Okay.
like I was like, "Oh my god, like I need to clean you." Like I was
You
like,
took a
I can't
small
let you
child.
leave.
Clean
Like
you.
you're like 4 years old. You're gonna like chew your t-shirt later, and you're gonna like eat whatever's
Gonna
inside.
die from poisoning from whatever's in
Yeah.
those
So then my
things.
teacher was like, "Oh my god, take her to the bathroom." But the problem was is that like I didn't know where to clean because in the light you can't see anything.
Oh my god.
So I had to turn off the lights
Oh
in
my
the bathroom and have this girl glowing. And she's just staring at me. And she's staring at me while I'm like trying to wipe away with like the like 1-ply toilet tissue that they
Oh
give you
my
at your
God.
school. And I'm just and it didn't go away.
Oh
Like
my
she was
God.
glowing
Oh
for the
my
rest.
She was glowing.
I feel like she would have like showed her little friends later that day and be like, guys, want to see something cool? And then like
What
run
I
to the
can do.
I'm
bathroom.
a superhero.
Oh,
my
it
God,
was just
that's hilarious.
it was so bad. And like I think I still passed somehow, but my teachers were very disappointed in me. And I was like, how was I supposed to know? Like I didn't think I was that strong to break like a glow stick. Oh.
Oh my God, I can just imagine that. It's like you're in the lobby of your school and you just go and it just snaps.
Oh, it's just oh my
Why do
god.
I feel funny?
Was this one
It
this
was-
one 7th grade or 8th?
No, I think this was 8th grade.
Grade.
I don't know what I did for 7th grade, but I'm like pretty sure it was 8th grade.
Literally the only thing I remember from 8th grade is this one girl chopping her hair off with the what's it called? The paper
Oh,
slicer. She chopped her hair off with the
She
paper
cut her
slicer.
hair.
Why with a paper slicer?
It got
I
caught.
don't know, Oh
Yeah, it got caught. We were making scrapbooks
Oh,
and her hair got
oh.
caught in the paper slicer and then she went to go slice some paper and her hair came with it. And it was great.
I was kind of hoping she would have done it on purpose. I feel like that would have been.
Actually, that's a
That's
lie.
like-
I
that's
do
like
have
some
another
horse-
story
that's
about
some horse
fish,
girl
but
shit.
that'll be later.
No, grade 8 was like
Sorry, story about fish and a paper slicer.
No, not
What?
a paper slicer.
No.
No.
Okay.
Another story about grade 8 with fish.
Okay.
Fish water, to be precise, if Zeno remembers.
Oh my god. Yeah.
That'll be later.
I don't
That'll
know.
be later.
Grade 8 was like the beginning and the end of my like stage fright in front of people.
Yeah.
Like I remember I was going on vacation and I was really, really sick and I didn't think my teacher would make me present whatever I needed to present that day, but he was like, "No, you're going to present." And I was like, "I don't feel well."
Yep.
And he was like, "Too bad because you're going to be gone for like 3 weeks and then like there's no point in you presenting when you're coming back."
Yep.
So I was like, "Okay, fine." So I'm standing up there and I'm talking and like one, I'm nervous, and two, I feel like absolute dookie. And I start like heaving. Like I don't know how to like say it, but I was like gagging and I was like, I'm gonna throw up. I'm like gonna throw up. And then my teacher was like, "What are you doing standing here then? Run to the bathroom." And I'm like, "Oh,
made me
okay."
stand
So
here.
so I ran and then I cried because I felt so bad because I was embarrassing myself. And then even better, you come back, you're already feeling like shit. And then all those immature grade 8 boys are like
Yep.
pretending to throw up on their desk.
Yeah.
Like they're literally just going, "Bleh."
Yep.
And I was like, and then after that, I was like, you know what? I don't even care. You guys are all assholes. And then now I love talking in
Fuck
public.
y'all.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
oh,
We
that
performed
was
in
like a
front of
mess.
the entire
my
school
God.
together. We were so good.
Yeah.
We were so
Grade 8 talent show.
Hey.
What did you perform at the talent show?
We did. Shit.
Oh, it was like a
What was
indie
it?
song.
I can't
I'm pretty
remember
sure it
what
was like an unknown indie song.
Oh, come on, you gotta
No, I
remember it. You gotta
don't.
remember it.
I really don't remember, but it wasn't like something popular. Like it wasn't like
I've
Wonderwall?
heard it within the last couple years because I hear it and I go, oh yeah, it's that stupid song.
That song.
But I can't
Pumped
remember
Up
what
Kicks.
it's
It
titled.
wasn't-
Pumped Up Kicks.
it wasn't by like a popular person. This is gonna irk me. Like it was like
Oh, I'm glad I got this earworm into you and Chug Jug out.
number 1 victory royale. Yeah, Fortnite. You about to get down, get down, and get on the floor right now. There, I just put it back right in.
Yep, there we go.
God damn it.
Cam, do you have any more grade 7 or 8 stupid stories?
I feel like grade 7 and 8 was just like 2 years of stupid, to be
Yeah,
honest. Like
yes.
non-stop. I can't really think of any in particular right now, but you know.
Yes.
I had a
I'm sure
unibrow.
one day. I'm sure one day. Oh.
That like
She
entire
Discord
time.
crash.
Oh, he laughed. He
It
was
did
like,
the
I don't want to
thing.
talk
It's
to
a
unibrow
Discord
girl
did the
anymore.
thing.
His Discord does that. Don't worry,
Every-
that's so funny.
Every episode. Every episode.
So
You said you had a
Every
unibrow and your
episode.
Discord crashed.
Discord loves to do this. Discord
Everyone-
absolutely loves to do
God.
this.
Oh my
Everyone used to make fun of my unibrow. I think I was like the peak of like people making fun of. Like, I kid you not. I remember one day somebody asked me. They were like, "Do you like are your eyebrows connected? Like, would you count that as a unibrow? Because like they're kind of connected, but you still have an arch." And I'm just like, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. And then it made me so insecure. I that was the first time I ever waxed my eyebrows. But
I don't
my
remember
God.
like noticing you had a unibrow until we were like old enough to know that unibrows are
unibrows.
dumb. You know, like because I've known you since 6th grade, and I feel like in
Grade,
6th
yeah.
grade I did not notice that you had a unibrow.
No, people were ruthless to me, like
my
in elementary
God.
school. Like looking back at it now,
Dude,
like
kids are awful.
they really are. Like they will say anything and everything that's on their mind.
do
They
not
won't
give
hold
a
back.
Shit. They
Oh
do
my
not
God.
give a shit whatsoever.
Yeah, that's why I was a teacher's pet and hung out with teachers.
Oh, fucking
really were.
loser.
You really
I
were.
was. So that teacher, that was an asshole to Xena, I was his favorite.
Oh.
one? What? The one that was like
Yeah.
told me to yeah.
I assume
Yeah.
you're talking about,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought you were thinking of grade 7
no,
teacher.
no,
That's
not
why.
7. No, 7.
Grade
7's
8.
fine.
Yeah.
Oh my god, fucking teacher's pet.
Yeah,
She
that's
really
me.
was.
I
Boo.
was.
She really was.
I
She still is.
was. I
Even in high
am.
school, she still was.
I will always.
That doesn't
be a
surprise
teacher's
me.
pet.
That doesn't surprise me in the slightest. We're talking about the girl that cosplayed as Italy from
Oh.
Italia at a
Oh, I
wall.
remember that.
Can we
I
not
remember
tell
that.
Xena
And she
about
made me
that?
be one. I remember that. She was like,
Okay,
"Oh, Xena,
okay,
can you
this
pick
is
one?"
enough.
And I
Which
don't
one did she
remember.
make you? Which
I
one
don't
did she
know.
make you
I don't
be?
know who
Call
I
right
picked.
now.
Like, that's the thing is like I don't know who I picked, which really again bothers me. I never dressed up as them, but I was like, sure, I'll be that.
I will leave
And then-
this
You
call.
weren't as
I am a
committed to the bit as
completely
Jaden.
different person from elementary school. Like
Oh.
midway through grade 10, it's just like someone flicked a switch and I became a completely different person. My hair changed. Somehow my eye shape changed.
Oh my
Oh my
god.
god.
Like
I'll just never forget though, like grade 12, Jaden had this English teacher before me. She had it like the first semester of grade
oh
12.
my god.
And she was like a pretty hard English teacher. But like Jaden, obviously being teacher's pet, was like, I'm gonna befriend her, and like she got really good marks in that class. So she was like, everyone was scared of that teacher. And Jaden was like, oh, don't worry, Xena, like I'll hype you up, I'll make her like you and stuff like that. But then like Jaden hyped me up so much that
didn't
like
I
I
did
think the
that
teacher
much.
just you did. And then I think the teacher just had really high expectations of me.
Oh,
And I was
no,
the type
that's
of
even
person that
worse.
would like I'm the type of person that would show up late for class and like talk and like
yeah.
just be a nuisance. And I think like she noticed that at one point and she was just kind of like, how are you friends with
See,
Jaden?
but,
And I
but
was
she
like,
also was
"Aw."
okay. I'm gonna try to not say his name. But if you don't get it, then I'll say his name, and Kim, you can cut that out.
Yeah.
She
I'll
also
fix
had
it, boss.
the guy who I've been friends with since I was born, who went to our school, whose name starts with a C. Do you know who I'm talking about?
I don't even know who
Me.
you're talking about.
Okay. She had him as a student. She had him as a student, and he's like 100 times worse than you. So, and she knew that we were friends. So I don't. I don't know.
You were like, Xena this, Xena that. And then Xena shows up late every day for class to the point where she locks Xena outside of the class.
Oh my god.
I've only had that happen once. I've only had that happen. God damn it.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
No. My grade 11 English teacher. Now that's my favorite one.
Was that Em?
Everybody hated her, yeah. Everybody hated her, but she loved me.
She did. You were her favorite. It was great.
I've only been locked out of a classroom once, and it was it was in 8th grade.
Hey, look at that.
It was either 7th or 8th grade. I feel like I told this on the podcast at one point, so I'll talk about it briefly. But it was April Fool's. And our class didn't really like the teacher, so one of the kids in the class had the great idea that, let's pull a prank on her and put hand sanitizer on her chair while she's out of the class.
What?
So this was only one kid. The rest of us just kind of sat there and giggled. One kid went up there and just like covered her chair in hand sanitizer. So she gets back and we're just all kind of sitting there like. And so she sits down and just loses her mind.
I'd imagine.
Yeah, I would too.
So she looks around and like she looks at the people trying to hold back, smiles, and she's like, you out in the hall. So like we all go out in the hall and she's just like, I'm not letting any of you guys back in until one of you fesses up to this. And we're all just like, we didn't do it. Like everyone is stone-faced. Everyone is stone-faced. Like the person that did it is out there and we're just like, oh, I don't know, dude. I didn't see it. I was doing my work, you know?
Xena, are we thinking about the same story?
Yeah, so like that happened like with us too, except to this day it's still not even answered. So like in grade 8, I guess our teacher had chocolate on his desk, okay? And then somebody decided I wanted a piece of chocolate. So they ate a piece of chocolate and he noticed. And so he's like, I'm keeping this entire class inside for all recesses until I figure out who took my chocolate. And everybody was like, yo, bro, like, just confess. Like, if it's you, just say it. Like, just say it. And no one confessed. So I think for, like, a good maybe week, we didn't even have recess because he was so determined.
Yeah.
I'm serious, but no one... Okay, this is the same teacher, too, that broke a meter stick from slapping it on a desk, okay? He, like, and then
this is the same one that she's talked about earlier as well.
Yeah, and proceeded to, like, but, like, tilt the desk so all the kids' belongings like went outside the desk.
I was his favorite.
Oh my god.
I was his favorite. He
was like
anything
scary.
To me.
See, but like the thing is though is that like he reaches his peaks, to say the least. Like he's by all means, like if anyone were to ask in elementary school who was your favorite teacher, they would say him.
Yes.
Regardless of the fact that he was like kind of psycho sometimes.
Yeah. Was it chocolate or
amazing.
was it a what was the thing with the stuffed bear or something? Because we got him a replacement stuffed bear for something. What happened?
I think it was chocolate. Like I'm pretty sure it was chocolate because someone ate it. Like there was no giving it back. That was the thing that irked him. It was because like he couldn't get it back.
Stole his bear with like the Maple Leafs jersey or something, and then at the end of the year,
why would you steal a bear? That's just a dick
and got
move.
him a new one or something.
No, I think someone got that for him so that they would let us go outside for recess as an apology thing.
Okay.
Oh my god.
But
yeah, that's fucked. If you stole a bear from a teacher, that's just fucked.
Yeah, so
that's just mean.
This teacher, so I was a snobby little shit, and I was the first one to finish my science test one day. And yeah. So I was the first one to finish my science test, and you guys know me. For all the listeners, so academics are my pride and joy. It is all I was concerned about in school. I was a straight A student. So I finished my science test first. Yes, I was a major loser and still am. So I got up, I walked over to my teacher, I put the science test down because I was done, and he looked at me and he was like, "Oh, you're finished?" Because I was pretty early, and I was like, "Yep." And he took it and he ripped it right in front of me into 4 pieces.
Yeah.
I would walk
And
out of
then
that
he
classroom
cried.
right
I
there. Oh my
I was
god.
crying, and then he felt so bad that he taped it together, photocopied it, folded it, and put a bow around it to give it back to me.
Oh my god. If a teacher ever did that to me, I'd just be like, okay, bye, and walk out of the class. Like, no way,
Yeah,
dude.
yeah.
Oh my god.
Didn't he? Okay, this is gonna be maybe like a bit TMI, but like, didn't he fart
Oh
in your
no.
face one time and then you
Probably.
thought it caused you to get pink eye?
Probably.
Or am I just like,
You know what?
I
Probably.
swear
Excuse me,
on my
what?
life,
Don't
like I
remember.
swear on my life,
I
we
don't
were
think I
leaving
actually
gym.
got pink eye. I think the joke was that I would get pink
Would
eye.
have got pink eye.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was
I don't
just
think
like
I've ever
a
gotten it.
slight. It was
It's
just like a
so
slight
weird.
memory.
Oh.
I don't know if it was like something I
Yes.
just.
He
Oh my God.
he also threw the fish story earlier. So at the back of this classroom we had 2 fish tanks. And they would have fish in them in the winter time because he like I don't know I don't know what this means, but he like babysat his fish in the winter for his neighbor because the neighbor's pond would freeze over. I don't
Oh.
know what that means. But
Okay, so
The
basically,
kids loved it anyway.
From my knowledge, any pond that's not deeper than 4 feet will like freeze over, and the fish will die in it during the
Ah.
winter. So they need to like winter inside.
okay, yeah, so that's what he did. So, you know, on and off there would be fish in the tanks. Why did I sit at the back of the class if I was such a teacher's pet? But I sat at
Yeah,
the back of the class, and I can't remember what I did or if it was even prompted. It might have been just unprompted, and he just got this idea in his head. He got a bucket and put it into the fish water and threw it at me. Just in the classroom.
Yep.
Why?
Just a bucket of
Why?
fish water.
What's the reason behind that? Why? What? Choosing violence. Choosing violence.
But then at like the same time though, he would like do shit where it's like everybody else was sitting like one by one by one. Like there came a point where our class got too chatty, so like instead of us having us in groups, everyone was sitting in like single rows. But then in dead center in the middle of the class, it was 6 of us. It was like me, Jaden, and then 4 other girls all
Yes,
sitting in a
'cause
group.
we were
That's
good.
just
And then
asking for trouble.
everybody in the class was like, "Oh, why do they get to sit in a group?" And he would just be like, "Because you guys talk. Y'all are loud."
Y'all need to shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
He is something. I have lots of stories on him, but I won't flood this
Amazing.
one episode with stories on him.
Well, yeah, I think we've gotten to the point where we
Yes.
can kind of wrap the episode. I
Oh,
think that
yeah.
was pretty good. That was pretty good.
Oh my
Great.
Oh my
god.
god. Well, Xena, why don't you give yourself a shout out? Where can the listeners find you?
I mean, I got Instagram and Twitter. They're just Xenagittens. That's just it. I have a
You'll
Down
find them in
below
the
the-
description down below.
Yep.
yeah. I have a Twitch, but I never use it. I mean, like I streamed like once, and then I got scared. It
Come
was
on.
Call of Duty.
Mood.
Oh my god.
But,
Jaden, give
yeah.
yourself a shout out.
I'm on Twitter. I don't remember what my ad is, so it'll
I think
be in
it's
the description.
JBRDNS.
Sure.
I think.
I had
It'll
to
be in the
I had to
description.
change it for reasons that will be discussed in a later episode.
Ah, okay.
I'm
okay,
interested. I don't
sounds
even
good.
know.
You know,
the
Xena.
reason.
You know.
Oh, I do know actually. It came back.
Truly amazing. And you can find me everywhere under Unlike Metal. That's UNLIKEMETAL. Twitter, Twitch, Instagram. I'm posting a little more on the Facebook, but that's just all stuff you'll see in the Instagram. Just go follow me there. You can also go check out some of the edits I do. They'll be linked down below to David's channel. I just finished up today doing a Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order video for him, which I had a lot of fun working on, so you can go check that out. It'll probably be the most recent video on his channel, unless he does a morning coffee talk show tomorrow from when I'm recording this, and that'll be the most recent one. But yeah, no, go check that out. You can find it all in the description. And that is all for this episode. Thank you very much for joining us. Thank you for joining us for the past year.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
Woohoo!
That's kind of cool to think about. And
the podcast
I'm looking forward-
birthday.
podcast anniversary. Yeah, no, I'm looking forward to many, many more a year
Excellent.
doing this. And with that said, we'll catch you in the next episode. Have a good one, everybody.
Have a good one.
Bye.
Bye.
Why did I wave? No one can see me.
That was good.
Thanks for listening. This episode was brought to you in affiliation with NordVPN. If you go to link nordvpn.com/nichememespod or use the coupon code Niche Memes Pod at checkout, you can save 68% off NordVPN and get a month of NordVPN for free.